Hey guys, welcome back to another Supercoach video. This is my team update after the round 1 JLT series. Close to final form, but not quite there. A few players still not sure on. I'll go through them. You got Lloyd, Laird and Williams in the back line there. Lloyd's not guaranteed for me. I've got a lot of 600,000 plus players, so I've got to find value where I can. Laird's a lock. Williams is a lock after his performance. I think he only played one quarter, like 13 or 14 touches. I really like Dylan Robertson. He had a lot of talk up over the pre-season. He scored, I think, 103. So I'll keep an eye on him if he plays similar role and plays good again in the second JLT game. I'd say he'll be in the side. Lloyd might come out for Whitfield. Aaron Francis is another guy I'm going to keep an eye on. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Quainer, for his price, he might go. There might be another rookie that'll come in. He played against Freo, but turned it over a lot. Didn't score too well, and so it depends if he plays round 1 or not. McRae, he was someone for me that I wasn't sure. I thought maybe I won't pick him, and hopefully his price will drop. But he came out, 40 touches, clearances, tackles, scored 140, I think. If you weren't to pick him because you're hoping for his price to change, that's like a good idea. Like you could definitely do that. I don't know if I'm willing to roll the dice on that. If I pick him at this price and I don't know if he doesn't score too well, then that's a risk I'm willing to take. But yeah, so I'm going with McRae. Cripps, brilliant, and came out saying he's going to play some forward time, so you could get goals out of him, but he's a lock for me. Fife, I was hoping he'd play against Collingwood. He's definitely not a lock for me. There's injuries that I worry about with him, so I'll just keep an eye on him and see what goes on. Cornelio, he's almost a certainty for me now. He's going to play probably all the time in the midfield. Plus, he can kick your goals. He had a brilliant game in JLT, so he's coming in. He's coming into my side and staying in at that price. Mitch Duncan, thought about him. I think he scored 107 for that price. He's really consistent. He's going to consistently get good possessions. He can kick your goals, and also his efficiency rating is always really good, so that always helps. He's going to play 99.99% of his game time in the midfield, and that 0.1% is going to be on the bench getting a bit of a rest. Geelong's game plan looked pretty solid with Danger, Duncan and Tim Kelly to be the main midfield line. We saw Joel Selwood on the wing closer towards the back line. The talk of his role. He could take like a Luke Hodge role and sort of be that general down across the back flank. So I like Mitch Duncan for that price, and I like him in the midfield. Tom Liberatore was someone I thought about before this JLT series. He just looks really fit. He looks really ripped. He looks like that. He's coming into that same size body as your elite midfielders. He just looks like he's taking it really serious. Not that he hasn't taken AFL serious in the past. I mean, you're not a premiership player without taking it serious, but he just looks like he's really ready to go. So I like him at that price. Walsh looks like he's been playing footy for 5-6 years. I'll keep an eye on him again for the second game. But for me, I think he's a lock. I know he's a dear rookie, but I've got hopes for him to score pretty well. Coming down here, Rucks, Goldstein got 111 or something. So he's probably my starting ruckman. I don't like Grundy at 700 grand. Don't like Gawn. It's just shy of 700 grand. I had Tim English here at the second ruck. I think he played more forward time, so I'm not sure how he's going to go with ruck time. Siegler scored highest Supercoach score for Hawthorn. So my thoughts are, if he plays mainly ruck and Ben McAvoy is down forward, he's a really good potential option, I think. And between him and Darcy Fort making a bit of money, they'll be who I can use to upgrade to another ruckman, hopefully if Grundy or Gawn's price comes down. And I'm not willing to pick Gawn just yet, just due to how they play him, where they play him. So I'll just wait. Forward, Dangerfield, Heaney, Jack Billings. So I know Billings is a bit of a Supercoach trap. He sort of let some people down last year, but he played really well and scored 100 in the week in the JLT round. Jack Stevens is out indefinitely, so I can see Billings playing some midfield time. For that price, he could be worth the gamble. I'm really struggling with the third forward option here. I don't like McLean and Dunkley. I don't believe they're going to get as much midfield time with Libba, Bont, McRae, Hunter, and those guys running through there. So I've talked about Tim Kelly there. He didn't score too well against West Coast, but I don't want in Geelong's entire midfield in my team. Sam Menegola is another fantastic option. He only played half game, had like 18 touches, scored really decently. He looks really fit. He looks really good to go. He's going to get some midfield time, so he's a great option as that third forward. The guy I really want is Chad Wingard. I know he's injured. I'm hoping that he gets up for round 1. If he does get up for round 1, he's coming straight into that position. Mainly because he's already a proven star, dual All-Australian, but now he's coming under the guiding hand of Alistair Clarkson, who in my opinion is almost the best coach to ever coach. He's a wizard. He turns mediocre players into really, really solid role-playing guys. So when he gets an all-star like Chad Wingard, he'll just get the best out of him, turn him into, a genuine superstar. Tom Mitchell's out. Wingard will play midfield time. He's the guy I want. I want him in that spot, so I'll just have to keep an eye on him. But yeah, so guys that aren't guaranteed is Lloyd and Fife, just because that $600 price tag. I know I've got 200 grand up there in the bank, which I'm trying to find where I can put it. Lloyd will probably come out for Whitfield. I'm not too sure, or he could stay, but a guy that I like to take 5 spot is Scott Pendlebury. He scored 120 against Freo, played really well. He's always got a massive efficiency percentage. He just uses the ball really well. So for me, Pendles is someone I'm going to keep an eye on in the second round of the JLT, and he could come into that spot. I think they've just come runners up in the grand final. They now would definitely have the belief that they're one of the best sides in the comp, and yeah, he's going to play a big role in that. So I like Pendles to come in there. Dusty Martin, I know he's got a huge ceiling, but I worry about him a bit. Whitfield in there potentially, and a second ruckman, and I'll figure out this third forward option. So that's the 3 spots I need to look at, is this backman, whether it's Lloyd, another midfielder, whether Fife stays, and this forward role. Plus some rookies. I mean, there's obviously going to be some other guys. I mean, Darcy Fort, they played Reece Stanley a lot in the game against West Coast. Geelong did, so we didn't get to see a whole lot of Darcy Fort. Charlie Constable looked fantastic in Geelong's midfield. It's just when he gets to debut, or if he does, which I think he will. And then Clark down back. I think a lot of people have him in as a rookie because I think he will get a game early. He should debut pretty early. But yeah, it's mainly these premium type guys that I'm looking at the moment. Rookies will come as we get closer to the end. Setterfield was another great perform well for Carlton. Setterfield, Walsh and Cripps I think are locks for me. But yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully we see the guys that perform well in the first round perform well again, and we can start locking some guys in. But yeah, that's it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.